Hi, it's Lauren and welcome to my craft room. I'm excited to share with you our last shaker card for this month's interactive element of the month. I have what I call a hidden shaker this week. It is inside of the magic iris of this bright and pretty blue card. I hope you enjoy this process video and you enjoyed all of the shaker cards. Let me know in the comments what kind of interactive element you would like to see next. I am starting off with a large piece of mixed media paper. This is my favorite paper to use for ink blending and splattering and anything where my paper could get a little moist. So I'm covering this whole paper in Blueprint Sketch Distress Oxide, and I'm spraying it with my Distress sprayer. I'm letting those little water splatters do their work and then soaking up the color using a microfiber cloth. Now I want to add some fun colorful splatter, so I'm using Beach Ball Silk to add in some dark splatter to mix in with the lighter blue that was picked up from the water. And I'm also going to add some shimmer because I love shimmer. So once I pick up the excess ink from the beach ball, I'm going to throw in some sparkle silk. Now this is hard to see on camera right now, but it's basically just adding a bunch of splatter that will shimmer when it hits the light just right. And then to bring in some more lighter spots, I'm using my Avery Elle white ink spray to add in some white splatter. So now I am laying out a bunch of the different pieces needed to make the magic iris, and I'm going to die cut everything I need from that blue paper, as well as 2 circles of acetate and 2 circles of foam. As you can see, I'm going to be using those pieces to make my shaker. So now I'm going to assemble my magic iris. I'm starting with my flux capacitor piece and adding in those little sausage hot dog links here and using some tape on the back to hold them in place so I can make sure they don't move when I add my second circle. I'm using some glue dots on those little X's that are imprinted into the paper by the die, and then applying the second circle on top of that. And then I realized that I needed a third circle. I couldn't believe I forgot my third circle. I think because I die cut the scallop, I thought, oh, I did 3 pieces. So I'm gluing on these little pieces here that wrap around the iris and let those dry while I color and die cut another circle. So I'm going to finish assembling as much as I can to give the glue time to dry. So now I have my third circle here, and I've also applied the pull tab part. I'm putting the circle on top and now gluing those little flap pieces around to enclose up the whole entire magic iris. So now I'm trying to move it and it's not working, and I go, oh duh, I forgot to remove my mint tape off the back. So I removed the mint tape and folded in those little pieces like Fawn recommends, and everything is working smoothly. So now I'm going to use an acetate circle. Now my original circle I die cut was too small. I was worried about those little balloon ends getting stuck on the acetate, so I cut an even larger circle that would fit just smaller than the magic iris circle. And I used some double-sided sticky tape on those flaps because that is the only place that you want to put glue. So I just put it on those flaps and added the large acetate. Now I'm adding my first layer of foam for my shaker, just using some wet glue and adding a second layer. I want it to have plenty of room for all of my little shaker elements to move around inside. I'm going to use a clear block to add pressure and put that aside to dry for a little bit. So while that's drying, I thought I would stamp out my images. I'm using this retired set that has a magician's hat and rabbit inside, and I'm stamping it with black licorice Lawn Fawn ink because it is alcohol marker friendly. So I know I'm using a product that you can't get anymore. I've had it forever and have been meaning to make a card that use these cute stamp sets. So if you have a hat or a rabbit, you can totally duplicate this yourself. Just search out there for really cute critters, or you can do anything really with this idea. My goal here is just to share with you how you can turn your magic iris into a shaker. So now that I'm all done stamping, I'm going to bring out my alcohol markers. I'm going to color my hat with dark grays to give it a black look without actually using my black alcohol marker. First, I am starting with Ice Gray 10. It is my darkest gray that I have. And then for the mid-tone, I'm bringing in Ice Gray 6. And I'm going to bring out that darker color towards the center, leaving kind of that white center line. And then filling it in with Ice Gray 2. I'm going to go back in with my medium color and still blend it out a little more. And once I'm happy with how it looks, rotating between all my colors, I'm going to move on to the band. I decided to go for gold, so I'm using my golden yellow, starting with GY4 as my darkest, GY3 as my midtone, and GY1 as my lightest. Now, if you've been following me for some time, you know I like adding little freckles to my images to give it some texture, so I'm bringing in the darkest colors I used and added some little spots. I'm using my white gel pen to cover any areas that I accidentally went outside of the lines and to add a little bit of highlight. For my rabbit, I'm using lighter grays. I'm starting off with a blue gray 1 as the lightest color of my rabbit, and blue gray 3 as a kind of a darker mid-tone color. Now it's still a little darker than I like, so I'm just using a colorless blender just to push out some of that color and make it a little lighter. It's going to look a little dark, but it will lighten up as the ink dries. And I'm going to keep going back and forth between all of those colors until I'm happy with how my rabbit is completely colored. For the inside of the rabbit's ears, I'm just going to bring in some pink tones. I have eggshell and rose blush and just kind of going in and coloring with different types of pinks and cream colors to make those ears and nose a little peachy pink. I'm bringing in my white gel pen again to clean up my lines and to add in highlights. Now I'm going to fussy cut these out because I don't have a die and there's only 2 images and don't feel like getting out my brother's scan and cut. So I'm going to cut these up real quick and then we will start assembling the shaker. So in order to get a feel of how much of my embellishments I'm going to put inside the shaker, I thought I should take a look at my layout. I am placing my rabbit behind the window and I'm deciding that I'm going to put the iris towards the center of the card and just making sure everything is going to lay out how I like it. Now my rabbit's face is going to be kind of in the middle, so I don't want to overfill my shaker too much or you won't see my poor little rabbit. I'm using my embossing powder tool to make sure there's nothing sticky or staticky on that acetate. And I have these really cute clay stars in my stash. And so I am putting some of those in and trying to do pretty much all blue, but I liked the mix of the purple and pink. So I wanted to be blue heavy. So I am adding blue and taking away some of the other colors. And I just got this amazing Sparkle Blends embellishment mix and it's all iridescent and clear sequins and everything, little caviar beads. There's so much in there. It's amazing. I'm going to link it down below. But I love iridescent. I think it makes everything look shiny and magical. So I'm definitely putting a heavy dose of these beautiful embellishments in my shaker. I'm using some wet glue to adhere my acetate circle onto the back and using that block and setting everything aside to dry. Now I wanted to add some nice little magical flurries. I have this cute stencil from Kindred Stamps and I am going to be using some clear gel and glitter. Now, glitter is messy. I would really recommend using a glitter paste instead of doing my makeshift glitter paste if you have it because it's going to be cleaner and less messy. So this is just a way I am adding shimmery glitter to my card because I don't have any glitter paste. I have some Nouveau Mousse, but I tried it and it wasn't really what I was going for on a scrap piece of paper. So I am using some gold glitter from my stash and I'm pouring it on top of that clear gel that I just applied through my stencil and then dumping the excess into my trash. I'm not trying to save glitter here. I don't need glitter. I barely use this fine glitter. So it's literally getting poured on. I have the trash can just off my camera here and dumping the excess into the trash. So once I am happy with how everything is laid out, I'm going to make sure these dry and there's no excess glitter. But I wanted to put a little bit on the magic iris as well as that background piece that I just finished. I am using my paste and I am applying it with a palette knife and then using my awesome giant scrapbook.com scraper tool here and scraping the excess off. So let me clean up my station, and now that this is dry, we can start assembling the whole card now. My shaker is all dry, the glue is sealed. I'm making sure everything is moving smooth and it looks to be doing well. So let's place my rabbit. I'm using some wet glue. I have my circle for the front of my iris in place where I want it, and I'm gluing my rabbit down so he's centered. I am figuring out the placement of the actual mechanism, making sure my rabbit is visible. So I am applying some wet glue because I'm going to need the wiggle room. I'm making sure my rabbit is centered to my iris, closing my iris and just kind of twisting it, making sure that the size of my card will still be an A2 size and that that little pull flap does not stick out too much off the side when it's closed. So now that is dry, I'm going to add my scallop circle with some wet glue on top and then adhere my magic hat to the bottom so it looks like my rabbit has popped out of the hat when I open up the iris. I'm going to use some wet glue to adhere this mechanism and background and everything onto an A2 size card base. I have it cut to a top folding card. It's my favorite way to make cards. And again, checking to make sure my mechanism works. If you know me, I like to make sure everything works. I do it multiple times. I added my little details here to my pull tab for the magic iris, and now I'm going to work on a sentiment. I decided to use the word congrats, so I used the scripty die cut from Lawn Fawn in white as well as some gold, shimmery gold glittery cardstock. I am going to put the white on top of the gold and off center it so it looks like the gold is kind of like a drop shadow for the sentiment. I am going to use the wet glue on the CON and the ATS because I'm going to adhere this over the magic iris. I don't want to risk any glue on my GNR getting stuck to the moving pieces of the iris. And here is the final card. I love it. Let's take a look at it here in regular speed. I've got my shaker on the inside. You can still see my little rabbit's face. Everything is moving around and my mechanism is functioning. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed watching this process and that you like this card and it inspires you to mix a shaker with your magic iris. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like if you enjoyed this video. And if you're new here, I hope you'll hit subscribe. Have a great day!